now, and here are the reasons why and why you have to be careful. I do want to move on and talk about a little bit of other news, Jen, that's really important, which is that we now know the Inspector General report, Michael Horowitz, who's been doing this investigations about part of the origins of the Russia investigation. That will come out December 9th. He will testify before Congress on the 11th. CNN has some exclusive reporting about what will be inside that report, and there will be a criminal referral for a former FBI lawyer, line lawyer, fairly low-level lawyer, for falsifying a document, I understand. Changing a document, changing the meaning of what the document is. This is something that Republicans will point to as, oh my gosh, the Russia investigation was flawed, but our reporting and the Washington Post reporting on this, just to be clear, is that there's no indication this would change the overall thrust of the investigation and the idea that Russia meddled in the election and any of the purposes for which the whole thing began. What's the significance here?
Well, it depends. We really need to know a lot more, and we will wait with bated breath for Michael Horowitz's report. But it could be significant in the sense that, listen, it's always significant when an FBI official of any sort lies in a document or changes its meaning. That's not a good thing. It's important for those people to be referred for criminal action, and it's Horowitz's responsibility as Inspector General to make that referral. That is a big deal, and no one should lose sight of that. But the bigger question of whether that undermined the application for the Carter Page FISA, was it material enough of a change to actually impact the court's decision? And therefore, that's how they got the FISA. You know, that really is the question that needs to be answered in connection with whether this gives Republicans some talking points on this that actually
The
make
Washington
sense.
Post says no. The Washington Post says the conduct did not alter Horowitz's finding that the surveillance application of former Trump campaign advisor Carter Page had a proper legal and factual basis.
If that's true, and we'll know more later, then that shouldn't give the Republicans any basis to try to make their deep state arguments and try to undermine the Russia investigation. But we all know that they will.
I'm sure they'll adhere to that, Jen. I'm sure they'll adhere to the factual basis
and I have to
what
say,
argument they can make.
I really don't think the president's going to care, in particular, about whether or not it undermined the underlying findings. Because think about the timing of this. Like, I think we're expecting this report to come out at the beginning part of December, which is around the same time we're going to be talking about articles of impeachment in the House. And I think the timing is going to be really advantageous for the president. He's going to use this as an example of all the ways in which this, in his words, witch hunt was tainted from the beginning. So it's just going to be one more thing that they're going to throw at the wall to try to muddy the waters around the impeachment inquiry that's going to be happening at almost exactly the same time.
Right, but people need to pay attention closely because it may very well be, again, as some of the sources are telling us, that none of this will undermine the premise for the FBI's investigation.